the birth of the GRO and the movement to modernize Canada's Senate. In 2016, the federal government took a historic step in transforming the Senate, one of Canada's most vital institutions. The government announced the appointment of 7 new senators. But unlike previous appointments, none of these new senators would sit in a party caucus. This decision was a first. A move away from partisanship in the Senate, a step towards a new era of independence, and at the same time, a clear reminder of the Senate's roots, what it was always meant to be. Our Parliament was founded with an elected House of Commons, known as the lower chamber, and an appointed Senate, or the upper chamber. From the beginning, both chambers have been responsible for creating our laws. Our first Prime Minister, John A. Macdonald, described the Senate's role as a place of sober second thought. Their senators would give careful consideration to any proposed legislation before it became law. Sometimes that process didn't turn out as John A. envisioned. The Senate was criticized for not being transparent enough, for not being independent enough, and for acting as a rubber stamp to the House of Commons. Many politicians wanted to fundamentally change or even abolish the Senate. But every effort at reform failed, often on constitutional grounds. Then, Justin Trudeau became the leader of the Liberal Party. In 2014, he announced that Senate Liberals would no longer sit in the National Caucus with the elected Liberal members of Parliament. That decision put in motion many of the changes we are seeing today. After the 2015 election, the new government began to cement the ideals of a less partisan and more independent Senate. They put in place a path for Senate renewal. This includes the new selection process for senators, open to all Canadians. It allows any eligible citizen to apply or nominate accomplished individuals to join the Senate. A number of senators, recognizing the value of independence, took another leap. They gave up their party affiliation to sit as independent senators. A major goal is for the Senate to reflect Canada of the 21st century and the future. As a result, new senators, all of whom join the Senate as independents, come from a range of backgrounds, disciplines, and regions of this great country. Diversity and gender balance are key. Today, 43% of the senators are women. Now the government no longer directs or whips votes on legislation. This allows senators to exercise their independent judgment, free from fear or favor. There's also a new office in the Senate, the Government Representative Office. It's led by Senator Peter Harder, a respected expert in policy with a long and distinguished career in public service. His job is to shepherd government legislation or bills through the Senate, ensuring that they are thoroughly and efficiently reviewed by more than 100 senators who work collaboratively. Supporting Senator Harder are the 2 other members of the new Government Representative Office, independent senators Diane Bellemare, a distinguished economist, professor, and public policy expert from Quebec, and Grant Mitchell, valued for his experience in public service, the private sector, and as the former leader of the opposition in Alberta. In a short amount of time, the renewed Senate has achieved a great deal. Senators have shaped important new laws, including Bill C-6, which gives refugees and immigrants a clearer path towards citizenship, and Bill C-14, which grants the right for Canadians to seek medical assistance, to die with dignity. And this is just the beginning. All Canadians are invited to support this nation-building transformation. We're making progress towards an increasingly independent, accountable, and transparent Senate, the place of true, sober second thought.